you know, on a broader scale, has also been on as a school, right? All of those players have been on a tear. Grit, Bubs as well. Grit not here, but Bubs also in top 32 winners side. Seel has been, right, with the 2-0 over Tilde, the 2-1 over Mom Hunter 9009, and the 2 over Guitar Lord has dropped one game so far today. But on the flip side, we also have Antimony, and this matchup might just have the most drip of anybody. Like they truly, this is a dripped out matchup, both in the gameplay and in the fits. 2-0 over G Extreme, 2-0 over Zelda Player, 2-0 over Frog. That is a bracket. That the Antimony, the Hog Slayer today. Hall of Gaming just absolutely getting rolled by Antimony Steve.
They're so pretty. Both of them. They're just so
also,
pretty.
Shout out to in-game tags.
No, for real. Shout out to in-game tags. We're about to see them in a second. But shout out to in-game tags. I need Mia duo like that. The cosplay is on point. The fits are on point. The everything. Oh my goodness. So it's going to be the Ice Climbers coming up, which we saw a little bit earlier, of course. Look my little boy. Oh my god, my slime. Anyway. Oh my god, they have a little halo and everything. Yeah, I want to start crying.
They've got the halo. They've got the palindromic pronouns, right?
The palindromic pronouns. I love that.
She, they, he, they, she. We've got the trans rights tags, and we're into game one here on Pokemon Stadium. It's gonna be Ice Climbers versus Zombie and Montneva. What a matchup.
What a matchup indeed. I mean, you still have Seel repping with the Ice Climbers, already having a wonderful showcase in the very beginning of the day, of course, and clearly she is expecting it to be no different into Antimony, as, of course, this Steve off stage has to use his minecart to come back. We had the Blizzard to kind of try to break the crafting hill, but I don't think it was close enough to get that right hitbox. But look at the patience from Seel, as I've been talking about all day, is her patience.
Yeah, beautiful job utilizing the crouch to find the way under minecart, just utilizing that. Climbers isn't much taller than that 1 unit size of the block to really, you know, to find a way away. And against Steve, everything matters. Finds the back air there, lines up the Old Faithful to take the first stock, but unfortunate with the controller too, and just looks like they're just gonna play on.
Yep, they're gonna play on. Slight disconnect, but we're all good around here. It was very early on. It was right after the stock anyway, so honestly, it works out at the very end of the day. They get a quick reset with a little taunt to understand that we are ready to go in. Diamond ready for Antimony at any point, and they're gonna be able to find a way to use it just because of the fact that we got to separate both Popo and Nana here. The minecart not gonna be enough. We do find and single out Popo, but Nana, the main character here, is still very much a big factor. Getting the up air right off the platform, still wooden tools, and we have to start mining for some better materials. We only really have 3 iron blocks, so very limited use of the anvil and the minecart.
That diamond though fully online, which means that a character that's not quite that heavy like Climbers is going to just absolutely explode. You got to be very, very careful if you're sealed, but that Squall Hammer just does so much work.
All the hit goes right out to Popo, and again, Seel has been in such a scenario before a little bit earlier. Lots of times where during her Tilde set, Tilde was kind of making sure that the Popo was no longer in the factor, but Seel was still able to find a lot of damage with the Nana. I mean, here comes the Blizzard once more, tries to go with something sneaky, and then we go for the bop over the head.
Hold on, we're seeing Nana get caught between a rock and a hard place. The back air, the sliding down smashes. What is this, melee? No, because the Anvil's gonna come in and take the stock. That's gonna be Seel going down 2 stocks to 1, still having a lead over Antimony that she is compounding beautifully. The positioning, the discipline mod that you were talking about earlier has been on full display in this game 1.
1000%. Antimony a little bit far behind. We still have the gold ingot and the diamond in our back pocket, so those reinforced minecarts are going to be a factor. We have the diamond back here, which is going to be making Seel's life a little bit harder, especially if she is connected with that Popo. But here comes the double up air coming through, putting a lot of damage onto Antimony. A little bit of a trade-off with the minecart and the forward air, but it's going to be Antimony coming in with the aggression. We do find Popo, but it's Nana who actually gets saved by the minecart for a split second.
And Antimony and Seel both set up kind of the perfect burst range. They were right about a platform distance, just trying to control all the space to be reactable. Ooh. But the Steve setup, the lava sets off the down smash, and you can air dodge to cover yourself, right? Just we've seen it 1,000,001 times. It's still incredibly powerful at finding these stocks, and so Antimony gonna give themselves a chance back in this one, especially with the anvil, with the iron and the diamond on full display. I mean, this game is far from over.
1,000%. Very far from over. Even though we have 100% onto this Steve right now, the damage output is insane. Seel launching himself out of the seat for a second there. Could have been punished with a forward smash, but a little bit too late on that pickup was Antimony. Now, the anvil does shred a little bit of that shield, and we gotta be really careful with how we approach. We can actually go underneath that first layer of these stone blocks as we're trying to see Antimony, gain some resources. There's no Popo, so it just is Seel all by herself with this Nana. Goes for the dash tech. Now, what's the option off stage?
Yeah, Nana now without her friend, without Popo to guide her. She's supposed to climb the mountain, tries to jump it instead, and Antimony says, you go over the mountain, I go underneath it, or right on through. Finds game one with the back air. But Seel's start to game one was really impressive, right? And right off the upset over Tilde as well. I think we have a set on our hands.
For sure, it went down to last hit. Honestly, last stock, last hit scenario, and it still could have gone either way. I mean, you can see, she is not in the player cam. She is not calm. She is trying to calm down because of how much pressure there was against this ace camera player. So Seel has a little bit of work to get to cut out for her as we go into this game 2. Still first to 2 until we get to top 8, I believe. Yes.
I believe so, but production can correct us if we're wrong on that cutoff. Looking to find the wall. I love the empty hop there, just threatening the back airs because of the climbers are just so incredibly active since there's 2 of them. However, if one opportunity to wall them out, Steve gets in and just racks up so much percent Montneva.
We also have this pick of going over to Smashville rather than maybe a Hollow Bastion for the same kind of setup, or even a small battlefield or anything like that. It gives Steve a little bit lesser resources, but at the same time, you're forced to be in these more enclosed spaces with the character, and things like that can absolutely happen.
And a stage here like Smashville, right, where you kind of get to mine a little bit faster, you kind of have some more blocks to work with to disrupt climbers, a character that really wants to stay grounded or jump on their terms, and taking that away from them is huge. You're forcing more of those interactions here on the smaller stage. Yes, you have the top plat to juggle. Yes, you have more space to force a scrap, but you also don't have the room to breathe against Steve. It's not going to matter, though. Oh, Antimony losing the stock to the Shark, and Seel now trying to answer back.
1,000%. Seel 70% on the board already. We get another up air. It's gonna be Popo who gets most of the brunt of that damage, leaving Seel with a little bit of a lease on life here. Goes for the up air connection outside of the minecart. Now, again, we go for the front smash onto Popo, who is now gone, but then Seel's still there with the Nana to make sure that Antimony is getting as much damage as possible. Here comes the up tilt. Wants to have with the up air. I love the fade back coming in from the Steve. Now, we're back off stage. What's going to be the answer? Is it Elytra?
Looking for the D6, the sliding up smash. Not going to find its mark. Full of tricks and traps. Seel already trying to show the ace up her sleeve here at the Mohegan Sun Casino, but not able to find the ledge trap back air, and instead going to eat a diamond for her trouble. However, it's only going to get Popo, so Nana now, it's all up to her.
We trade? Oh, we trade.
Listen, it's not just a Smash tournament, right? It's also a full-on convention, so what type of convention would it be without a Dragon Ball reference?
Oh my goodness, we're so strong. We kill each other. I thought you were stronger type stuff. All right, Antimony, 70% already on top of her. We get the freeze off for Seel, but she doesn't find that connection on the up tilt, but A-okay. Still allowing Antimony, they're going to be able to find a lot of resources here. We have a lot of, as I was saying earlier, this map itself is really bad for Steve because all you get are those wood tools, so the minecarts are not in the factor. You don't have the anvils either.
Watch how Seel is, and where Seel is swinging. Everything that lines up either lines up her body or her hammer with the edge of the platform.
Wow.
She is setting up these walls with the utmost discipline, and even the right to set up to lane the approach, to aid the juggle and cover as much as possible. Unfortunately, she's not the only one with nailed in positioning, and that anvil is going to find its mark. Antimony going up 2-0 and asking if it's a best of 3 or best of 5 right now.
It's a 2-0. 2-0 for Antimony. Absolutely clutch anvil right at the edge of the stage there. And unfortunately, I mean, you can only negate it so much as Nana and Popo, but not for very long, I fear.
And that's one of the things that I feel like we still, in platform fighters, kind of don't talk about enough, is just how important I don't want to say just how important edges are, edge of platform, edge of stage, right? When you can draw a vertical line and say this looks like something changes here, it's always significant positioning to hold, right? Because it changes the rules of the game on one side and the other, and it condenses down the space people have to work with. It limits where they can land, and so when you hold that with discipline, you're able to control a lot more space with the same hitboxes.
Yep. Completely agreed. And again, Hollow Bastion is a really good counter pick to Steve, given we don't have Lilat, for example, to our disposal, which I also think is a really good anti-Steve
Agreed.
gauge. So with Hollow Bastion only